How people live on low wages, £7.5 thousand a year. Given that the average UK salary is £28,758, according to the Office for National Statistics, what's it like living on a lower wage? As part of Money Month, we're opening up the purse strings to find out how people get by on much less. Margaret is a 63-year-old pensioner from Gloucestershire who owns her home and lives on a pension each month. I'm not fanatical for reduced items, but if there's a bargain to be had, I'll have it, she tells metro.co.uk. Here's how she manages on £625 a month. I don't have a mortgage or pay rent as I have my own house. I divorced 8 years ago and back then I was managing on £400 a month. But with my divorce settlement, I bought an apartment. And then my father died in 2012 and he left me with a bit of money. It wasn't a fortune but enough to sell the apartment and buy a flat with a garden. If I didn't have my dad, life would have been less pleasant as the government have moved the state pension up to 2020 and the government increased the age to 67. I have to pay council tax, but I get a 25% discount because I live alone. I don't budget, I get what I need. All bills are paid first by direct debt within days of my monthly pension going in, and then whatever's left, I live on. I make an absolute point of buying something on my credit card, and then when that bill comes in, I pay it out in full and on time so I don't get any interest charges. It helps my credit rating should I ever want to have a loan of some sort. I shop in stores like Lidl, Aldi and occasionally Tesco as it's close by. I'm not aware of how much I spend on a food shop, I only spend on what I need. At the end of month, if I'm short then I know that it's got to come from the freezer and I just buy fresh veg and fruit. Some days it's a big shop, but there is usually enough for the basics like a chili bolognese, lasagna or shepherd's pie. I have a sack of potatoes and when it comes to the end of the month, I usually eat baked potatoes and baked beans and I buy the normal size family-sized loaves. I used to get fresh bread but then I'd throw it away as it'd go green quickly, so now I freeze it. I live very simply, all I need is a £10 Aldi bottle of gin, some tonic and a cheap bar of chocolate. That's me happy. I buy 24 toilet rolls for £7 in B&Q and I get 10% off as they have Silver Surfer discount. You can buy a card and when you scan it, it takes 10%. And I get vouchers to use, which can be handy because I've been renovating the house and the vouchers have paid for my paint and tiles from time to time. I recycle wherever I can. All my light bulbs are LED, which is cheaper and brighter. I enjoy having nice candles in the apartment, but I don't throw them away. Instead, I melt them down to make new ones. I repurpose stuff. I bought 2 second-hand bookcases and turned them into a cabinet display. I don't shop for clothes anymore. I get my Old Faithfuls out every season, but then most of the time, I shop in supermarkets. I made a dress 2 years ago from a shirt, so if I need a dress, I can make one. We've also got a family membership for the National Trust, so that gives us days out. When my daughter invites me to go out with her children on an adventure, that's usually in the forest. We usually have a picnic, but we will stop somewhere and get a drink and get food out for the children. I usually take bread out the freezer the night before and make sandwiches in the morning. Margaret's money-saving tips. I've got all my Christmas presents already as I buy them bit by bit. If something's perfect, I buy it then and don't wait till Christmas. I'm not fanatical for reduced things, but if there's a bargain to be had, and if it's something useful and they will appreciate it, I go for it. I went to a garden center with a friend and found little tinned gifts on offer. If you buy 3 items in one display, you can get another free. I like to get the children creative things. I also bought a make-your-own cider kit for my son for £15 in the offer too. I also found a bike repair gift for my son-in-law from another garden center reduced by £3. Parents should be encouraging their daughters to take selfies, not banning them. 11 Wellness Christmas subscription boxes for the health freak in your life. How long can breast milk be left out for? Last Christmas, I made all my gifts including chutneys, jams and candles. I went to a charity shop and bought vintage cups and saucers and made candles in the cups. I filled old jars, sterilized them first, with chutney and jams. I'm lucky in that I have apples, pears, rhubarb, strawberries and gooseberries in the garden, so I was able to use all that and cook. I've also made Christmas sacks out of old duvets and patchwork quilts for beds from old shirts and cut them.